I think I'm about to say,
Hello, everyone. Streaming live to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And we also have someone streaming live from TikTok. This is, oh, you're not streaming live. Okay. This is the second episode of Sophisticated Immaturity. Title of this episode is that it's not just TikTok. We basically going to discuss today's current events and what's going on in the world. So let's start off with how you doing today.
hey, everyone. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about what's going on in the social media world right now. But
yeah, it's definitely an interesting time in the world. Let me see. Let me verify that we are actually streaming on the other platforms real
right.
quick. Okay, yes. Facebook is a
Oh, and I
check.
did share this link on YouTube.
Let me copy this
Oh, I
and
gotta remember to get a green screen too.
not a problem. Uh,
Oh my gosh, what a time to be alive. Hey, we are live. I see us. Copy. And
yeah, so we are live. You see us
I do.
on what app do you see us?
YouTube. I deactivated Facebook, but that's another conversation for another day.
All right, all right. I was wondering. I tried to message you, and it was like, yeah,
I
it's
came
not.
back and it was just
It's
chaotic, and I was like,
chaos.
yeah,
Yes, it
exit
was a
stage left.
lot. It was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on. It's like, yeah, let's exit stage left. I don't do that shit.
Right. Let me get the timers. Let me pull up the media.
Yeah, this is what a roller coaster. First of all right, when we get started, because
Yeah, we starting.
it's been a roller coaster.
It's been a roller coaster. Okay, what?
Okay,
Tell,
yeah,
tell,
but
tell me about your roller coaster before we get into TikTok. What?
everyone was like mourning TikTok these past couple days leading up to the cancellation of it.
Right.
So, but before I give out too much information, it's just the roller coaster of, oh my gosh, we got to let go of TikTok, to, oh my gosh, we might not have to let go of TikTok. So it's pretty interesting. I'm not a big TikToker, but I will say that I am one of those people that get lost in the TikTok rabbit hole for hours on end. Um, but yeah, I want you to, before I go too much into it, you should definitely give these people the backstory on why this even happened and what's going on moving forward.
Right. I'm going to do that. Let's see. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is an article from Wired.com saying it's not TikTok. These other ByteDance apps are gone too.
Oh, okay.
Limit 8, CapCut,
Yes.
and
Yes.
others. It's basically they have banned that entire company. Anything owned by that company has been banned.
Correct.
And it says,
Sorry. Go ahead.
okay, TikTok is no longer available in the United States, at least for now.
Uh-huh.
But it's not only the ByteDance owner apps currently blocked by US users. Let me see. Let me go to the reason why. It say a federal law passed last year bans ByteDance owned apps for operating in the United States on grounds of national security. In reaction to Chinese laws that demand Chinese-based companies to provide their data to the Chinese government and intelligence agencies, The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversity Controls Applications Act required ByteDance to sell TikTok and its other apps to an entity not based in China by Sunday. That sale did not happen. As a result, TikTok began blocking US-based users on Saturday, January 18th,
I saw it.
headed into the midnight deadline. So
They stopped it before midnight, actually.
I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, I think by the time I got on, I think it might have been like around 10 or 11. I guess the time difference depending on where you are, but I know when I tried to log in last night before I went to bed, it was already like, sorry, this is not available in your country.
right. So
I mean, it makes sense though.
it's one of those things where I feel like that information there basically could use that information to spy on Americans. You know,
Okay, so I
people
understand
may
that.
think they're not as important, but you could create a geo map
You
from
really
the
can.
devices
Yeah,
of
so
where
I
people
noticed
are and what's going on.
with all of the apps that we use, they all have that feature in it where your data is pretty much available for access. The only concern I think that made me like side eye it is because we have so many other Asian apps. Although it's not based in China, there are several other Asian apps that are live streaming platforms where you can get that same geography information, watch people live day to day, know what they're doing, all of
Yep.
those things. So it's like, is it really that big of an issue? I think that may have been one of the aspects, but I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I think it was a little bit
No,
more underlying shit that went why they wanted to get rid of TikTok.
well, I would say uh, a good reason for it is the fact that China is still a communist country. All
Okay,
of those other Asian countries are not.
true. This is true.
So
That could be a fact. That definitely could be a factor in it. Yeah.
right. That's what would be my thought just by looking at it. So we got CapCut, which is a free video editing tool.
Which you
It
use
has
with TikTok. Yeah, it's on TikTok.
okay.
Whenever you like upload videos or photos, CapCut would normally pop up as an option, and it'll just give you like really cool edits on your stuff, and you can add music and things like that to it. Lemon 8 was also kind of like a TikTok platform. It's like
Yeah.
Lemonade was considered like the new Pinterest. So you whatever you would normally see when you go on Pinterest, like decor, recipes, things like that, you would see that on Lemonade. I have not used the other app before. So that one I might actually look at. That kind of looks
Okay. So this app, I guess is Growth.
yeah,
I
I
don't-
don't know.
It says students can take pictures of their homework and use the app to solve the problems.
Oh, they're gonna have these kids gonna be so dumb.
Yeah, so it
These kids
can
gonna be so
provide
dumb.
step-by-step solutions.
That's why I
So
don't know
basically,
because I'm not in
yeah,
school.
yeah. So basically, they got the kids going to have to know their work instead of cheating. They had this app we
Oh, they
didn't
still
even
got
know.
Chat GPT.
Right, but this gave the step-by-step solutions, so they could actually show the work. You know, some people back in the day, we would come up with the answer and just put the
But
answer on the
you
paper.
have to show your
So
work. I
you had
remember
to show your work.
show your work. Yeah. You got points deducted if you didn't show your work.
Exactly, exactly. So
Okay, those are different apps.
Marvel Snap, Land of Emperors, Mission EVO,
Yeah, never
all
use.
swept up. These are all fast action games.
Yeah, not a gamer, so I wouldn't know.
Right.
Tacopedia, Tokyopedia.
Yeah, Tokyopedia is a Indonesian platform. Hold on, let's go down.
That's pretty much it. So I wanted to tell you that because we thought, well, as we've established, TikTok is back. Don't know for how long, but it is
Right.
back. It is up. It's not functioning at its full capacity though, because I noticed that I tried to go live on TikTok just now and it's not allowing me to go live just yet. So I guess they're trying to iron out some more details. And everyone who was prepared to leave TikTok before the lockdown ran over to Red Note. I don't know if you've seen Red Note yet.
No, I have not seen Red Note.
I made my Red Note account today. Red Note has been around for a couple years now because one of the girls that I ended up looking at her video, she said she was on Red Note for about 2 years. But it has the same layout and setup like TikTok. The only difference is everything is in Chinese or Mandarin. Yeah, I don't know which one. Anyway, but yeah, nonetheless.
Yeah, it would be Mandarin or Cantonese.
Correct. So it's definitely tricky to navigate because obviously we don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese. But there are a few people that have videos up there that shows you how to translate a lot of the home pages and how to use the platform. So even though TikTok may be coming back, I don't really know to what capacity. I think a lot of people are going to stay on Red Note for the most part because a lot of them still got hundred thousands of views. Like people left TikTok with them. Like a lot of people didn't lose their followers. They were able to transition over.
Right.
So kind of cool to see that.
So what I would be interested to know, let's do a quick Google, because if Red Note is in a similar situation where it's China, you're really defeating the purpose, because the whole thing is that China companies got to send their information to the government.
And when you log in, so I noticed when you create your Red Note account, if you want to post photos or anything, the first thing they ask you is to allow access. Obviously, you can do limited access, but that never works. So you end up having to still grant full access, and full access gives them access to all of your photos, videos, along with the data that is attached to those. So location and things like that will be still available for China government to take if they want to. So this is why I'm just like, why TikTok? Like, why did we specifically single out TikTok when we have so many other apps that we're allowed to use?
Well, I believe it was singled out because of the actual company that owns TikTok can be sold.
Well, so my question, I don't know if you want to look it up, but I don't know who owns Red Note, but again, that's still a China-based
Right. But if that company ByteDance can be sold to someone in America, then that instantly solves the problem.
Oh, thank you. One of my friends must have tuned in and sent me some information about TikTok for business. Yeah, I don't know. So let's see. What is Red Note? TikTok refugees. That is trending right now. TikTok hashtag TikTok refugees is like one of the top trending hashtags right now because of the ban. I don't really know again if people are gonna. I think people will stay on Red Note just because. Why not?
I'm not against people being there. The issue is if they get enough influence and it still has the same issues that TikTok has, it's going to get banned. It's just that the US legal process is going to give it. It's going to take time for it to. It can't just be banned tomorrow. It has to go through the court system and things of that nature.
But my question is, and I would like to know, has Red Note become monetized yet? Because people were making a lot of money while doing TikTok videos and things like that. You also had the features where if you went live, people were able to exchange gifts. I haven't really played with it. Hopefully I will at some point today, that I can see exactly what that looks like. I think because I am new to Red Note, I'm not allowed to go live just yet.
Right. And I just pulled up Forbes. Let me share this. Here's why Red Note will probably be banned, just like TikTok. And this article came out January 17th. And
this year? Okay.
Yes. And it's saying that the language in the law against TikTok prohibits all apps developed by foreign adversaries like China from being hosted in American app stores or by internet hosting services.
But
Spelling the trouble for Red Note, headquartered in China, owned by Shanghai-based
yes.
company.
So then my thing is, are they going to have the same issue with all of these other companies? Like, even though it's not a live company or a streaming platform like TikTok was, why AliExpress, Alibaba, all of those companies, aren't they Asian based companies? I don't know if they're based in
No,
China, but
I think the key word in the law is the fact that they are foreign adversaries.
oh, they don't fuck. Well, yeah,
Yeah, they're communists.
pretty much,
it's
basically.
it's like basically the Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union fell, the last bit of communism was China. So it so China is taking the place of Mother Russia, and
Mm,
it's the Cold War situation going on. So I don't believe the other countries will have this problem as long as they are friendly to the United States.
uh, basically, they gotta be in bed with us for us to want to allow them to come into our space.
Yeah, well, you got to think of it. People are getting paid from China to operate on these
This is true.
applications, but if you're getting paid from China, China is creating more money than they're paying you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's money
They're
that could be made in the United States that's leaving the country.
yeah, for sure.
So it's like you got to think about it on a different level.
Okay,
Yeah,
I get it. America wants to protect their assets.
for sure. That is for sure.
I dig it.
So yeah, I'm interested to see what will happen in the future because you know Mark Zuckerberg recently switched sides. He's now on the Trump train and thinking like, yes, he's getting rid of the fact checkers for Facebook and
Good.
he said that he was pressured by the administration to
She
do
was.
certain things
But she
and
was.
he's like, yeah, Trump already told him that's not going to happen with us. And
Okay.
so basically I believe it's going to be a situation where maybe he'll make it to where Instagram is monetized again.
Okay. I did listen. I didn't keep up with it because I kind of stopped following the politics of it. But I remember at one point in time, they kept bringing that man in front of them, like Mark
Oh
Zuckerberg,
yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
nonstop. They were coming after him, and I just felt like this is why I always wonder if it's a money grab because the platform when it first started, you had a lot more freedom. There was a lot more things you can say, a lot more things you can do, and then it's like once the government got involved, all of those freedoms kind of went away. They wanted to regulate it their way. And it kind of changed the tone of Facebook and why a lot of people stopped really using it. Now it's considered the old app. It's for the old people. The young kids don't fuck with Facebook.
So, no, but hey, this is good information. I didn't know that.
Yeah, technically they call it
It
that's the old app. Because you know they got the Twitches and all these
no
other platforms and stuff.
no. Here's where I'm going with it. If Facebook is the old app, whatever the new app is what's going to be financially beneficial for the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
People need to invest in. If it's kind of like MySpace. MySpace was popping.
Yeah.
Black Planet.
Yep.
Then Facebook come.
Mhm.
So the money is going to move with
Shift
the apps.
always.
It's going to shift.
Always.
Yeah.
I think they were smart in it because I know if I'm not mistaken, at one point in time, everybody shifted over to Instagram. and then I think
They
now
bought, yeah, they purchased it.
yeah, so that pretty much did away with that, so they have, if I'm not mistaken, Meta now has Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp is a part of it,
Yes, yes.
their umbrella, which is cool. I think that's smart. But I kind of feel like, how is that not considered a monopoly?
Because there are other apps.
Right,
What
but
is it?
they're all
What?
under one umbrella, which is Meta.
No, no. I'm saying there are other social media apps. Like MySpace still exists. Black Planet still exists. It's
They
the fact
exist, but
the existing is all that
that
makes
matters.
it, yeah, that it's not a monopoly.
That means one person
It's
can keep that shit up and running just so that they can stay up and running.
the last monopoly that I knew that was broken up was AT&T. And
Oh,
that was because they were the only phone service.
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so that's where they had to break it down into regions. And then you got Sprint, T-Mobile, you had all of the other service. But if you even look at that now, those companies are starting to buy each other and
T-Mobile did.
get big again.
Yeah, because T-Mobile, if I'm not mistaken, T-Mobile they took Sprint. They
Yes.
also have, what's that other one? Metro PCS, I think,
Right.
is part of T-Mobile now. I don't think Simply Mobile is part of it, but I know Virgin Mobile was part of Sprint, so I'm quite sure T-Mobile inherited that as well.
Exactly.
So yeah, but they still have Verizon, AT&T, and all these other companies, so they can continue to swallow up companies as long as
Right.
other companies.
It's like a percentage of market share that you have to reach before you're considered a monopoly.
Got it. Okay.
And I think it's over 50% if you have over 50% of the market share.
Okay.
And like even with iPhone and Samsung, it's like they don't consider iPhone a monopoly because the market share is not there yet.
Really?
No, it's not. Because most of the world uses Android.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I
You
still
know,
would have
it's
thought it
just
would have been there by now. Like,
no,
no.
you got some countries that are like, you got countries like South America. It's nobody in South America really buying
iPhone.
iPhones because of the price. You got to think of how much it costs.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so true. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go through your list. I think we said enough about TikTok. Unless you have more key information you want to express about
No,
that.
nothing else to add for TikTok. I think we've covered most of it. The why it was removed, the possibility of it coming back, and yeah, just playing a waiting game to see what happens. And hopefully I can go live again soon.
Do you believe it's going to come back?
I mean, it's up and running right now, so I really don't know. I just feel like if it does come back, it's gonna be because somebody here decided to buy it or they decided to sell it. I don't know if they're gonna want to sell it though, because they know how much they can.
Information, how much?
Not only the information, but the money. You got to let go of that money now. If you
Yeah, well, there have been offers by several famous people to
get it.
Somewhat famous people, because like Mark Zuckerberg said he will buy it. Also, Mr. Beast said he would buy it.
Who's Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast is the number one YouTuber in the world. He like
Mr. Beast. Sorry to that man.
He's all the way legit. He has a TV show now.
He's so young.
Yes, but look at how many followers he has.
I didn't look him up online.
Okay.
I just Googled him to see who he was, and the first thing that popped up was 26-year-old. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so young. I love this for them though. Like the next generation coming in, you can do this at 26. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, how much was he willing to pay for it? Did they
He
say?
He didn't say how much he's willing to pay for it. But he's if he's not a billionaire already, he's up there.
26?
Yes.
Didn't come from money.
No.
If that doesn't give you American Dream vibes, that's kind of fire.
Oh, it's
That's
definitely
so,
American Dream vibes. It's just
that's so fire. Okay. Um, hold on. Because I didn't organize it, because I didn't prepare to talk about it today. Um, Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna go on mute for just a split second.
all right, not a problem. So while she's on mute, I want to say to all the people watching this, subscribe to our channel, No Post Network. You can support the creators via Cash App. No Post Network is streaming at the bottom. If you have any comments or want to join us live, just let us know. We will post the link to the stream in the comments. It should be there. Click the link. You could join us if you have something you want to say. Good commentary. But yeah, this is interesting that I feel like people don't really care where they get their money from. That's the ultimate issue with this TikTok ban. It's like we got the reinstallment of Make America Great, and they don't necessarily want America to be great. They just want their pockets to be great. Right. So are you back? You still on mute? Okay. Let's see something.
All right, let's just pull one from the stash that we are going to look at.
Okay. Let me activate the stash.
Activate the stash. Can we make that a thing? Activate the stash.
Stash initiated. Okay, I'm trying to not repeat ones.
Oh, is there any way for you to delete them once we do them?
No, you will have to delete them. I can't delete on my side.
You should be able to delete on your side.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't unsend. It's unsend.
Right, but you can't. So you can't delete a message if you don't want to see it. Yeah, you can. Let me see.
Let's see.
I'm just gonna see.
No, only thing I have is reply react.
Okay, so then when we finish if we do one, then we can just put delete, and then I'll go in and delete it so we don't forget. All right, okay. What are we doing?
Let's see. Let's try to actually. Hold on. Where is the mute button?
I never, ever learned in medical school or residency that I could write a prescription for food or exercise. It's totally legal. And if you do that, it can be covered by, you can use tax advantage dollars tax-free. So never learned that in 9 years.
So you mean you could use tax dollars to give people gym memberships?
Yes. That is right now legal. I never learned that. It's called a letter of medical necessary. So
our company TrueMed has this year we'll do 500,000 gym membership recommendations from providers. We initially got a lot of questions from the industry because they've never heard these letters of medical necessity. We've walked in the law. As much as Pfizer has tried, when I worked for Pfizer, the definition of medicine in the IRS tax code is not a synthetic pill made by a large pharmaceutical industry. The definition of medicine is something that's recommended by a medical practitioner for the prevention, reversal, cure, mitigation of a condition. The problem is that they've co-opted what medicine is in our brains, and at Stanford Med School, nobody understands this. So we've actually been educating members of Congress about this. But there's $150 billion in these HSA funds. And this is a message to everyone. Our company's doing it, but I would say it's much wider than that. Go to your doctor and demand a letter of medical necessity when they're taking out the prescription pad for the statin, for the metformin, for the SSRI, right? Every American, the most defiant thing you can do personally, 80% of people have an HSA and FSA account. Max those out. If you realize something that nobody in the healthcare system knows, nobody, Casey didn't learn this.
Okay, so wow.
Yes.
Thoughts. What are your thoughts on that right there?
Oh, the reason I shared that with you was because that's something I actually found out years ago. God, don't ask me who it was, but I had an employee who I guess she was like, really obese, and the doctor basically prescribed her to lose weight, obviously with some medication, but also they provided her with a gym membership where the insurance paid for it. I also know some companies, I don't know, depending on where you work, my company did gym reimbursement, my old job. So
Okay.
that was also something you were able to do. I think every quarter you were allowed to like claim a certain amount of money. I guess I don't know if they covered the whole cost of it or a portion of it, but that was always an option. So I thought that was good information for people to know instead of wasting your own money, like myself, who's lost thousands of dollars in HSA and not HSA. Yeah, it is HSA.
FSA.
FSA, and the other one is what
HSA.
HSA. Okay.
HSA, you don't lose the money. FSA, you got to.
Yeah, FSA, I've lost thousands because one year I took out saying that I was going to take my son to do his braces, and typical procrastinating, lost it.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely recommend if that's something you want to do. You have options. So yeah, for anyone out there who wants to get healthy for 2025. I know a lot of people started with the New Year's resolutions. Hopefully you're sticking to it, but if you're not, hopefully this will motivate you because you can probably get a really good gym membership for the price of nothing.
Right. And that's a big deal.
It is, because I think most people would want it. No one wants to just go to Planet Fitness. I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect to Planet Fitness. I think it's a great space. But for people like me, I like to swim. Planet Fitness doesn't have a pool. But if I want to go to a sports club that has a pool, you're looking at probably $80 to $100+ a month. I ain't got that.
Right.
So if I can get it to where it's cheaper, and then, we have Active and Fit, which I use now. I started with LA Fitness. So that $28 a month, I can do that. Right. That's doable. But ain't nobody doing $80 to $100 plus.
Not at all. Can't do it. Not gonna be able to do it. But yeah, I think we have a disconnect from the words that are used for the occupations of health. Like we call they are practicing medicine. They're not. So medicine is the prescription, is the pills. They're not practicing health, good health. It's not. No, it's health care.
Preventative care.
Right.
Physical, yes, that's about it. But there's no real preventative care. It's like either you are sick enough to need medication or not sick enough to need medication. It's basically that. And they'll let you fall to your demise. They might tell you like, hey, be careful.
Right, because it's profitable. Right. It's profitable. This is the whole Luigi thing. Like, it's the fact that, they will take your co-pays and take all the money that you give them until it's no longer beneficial for them to service you.
But this is why people have a big issue with trying to trust the healthcare industry now. It's just like, it's getting bad. Like, not only the healthcare industry, but are you watching like lately? A lot of doctors are becoming like whistleblowers to the insurance companies, where I think who's under fire right now? United Health is under fire right now.
Yeah, United Health is the company where the CEO was killed.
Well, since that incident, a lot of doctors have been releasing videos talking about like that issue where they had patients on the table in the middle of surgery, and insurance companies calling midway in surgery like, no, you need to stop because we need further information to verify why this person needs to get this procedure. And the doctor is like, listen, the procedure was already approved. Oh, but we need to know why, because the person that approved, the department that approved it was a different department. So it's just like, why are you going through this with people's lives? And they're paying you a lot of fucking money. Insurance is not cheap.
Right. For
So
sure.
it's like, why? Like, I've always heard insurance is a scam, but I feel like it's gotten worse over the years, like really bad.
I definitely believe so. It's definitely at the point now where
They
it's
don't let
it's like they don't want to deal with you as a person. Because
No.
I remember growing up, you would pay, or at least when I first started working, when I paid my copay or my monthly insurance plan, like I didn't have to have a bill from work. Like I got insurance from my job.
Same. Yeah.
Plan was enough to where I just go to the doctor. I paid my copay at the office and
That's it.
good.
That's it.
Like
Yeah.
those days are over. Like
Now you come out with a weird bill and you don't even know what the first off, I think it's so fucked up that you don't know what you're going to be charged until after the fact. You go to the
oh
doctor
yeah, for sure.
and they'll run all these tests and it's like, oh, this portion was covered, but this portion is not covered. And then you get blindsided with the extravagant bill and it's like, how do you plan for something like that? You don't know what labs are going to cost. You don't know. Like, I know for me, when I used to go to get my annual checkup in Brooklyn, I would have to pay my copay and then I would have to pay an additional $200 for, I think, like a sonogram or whatever. And then they would call my insurance. And if my insurance said it was okay and covered, then I would always get a reimbursement back from the doctor's office. Like, oh, hey, your insurance covered this. Here's your money back. It's like, I'm paying extra just to cover an expense that I don't even know if I have to cover or not. And insurance doesn't break it down to you. So it's just like, I don't like the way the system is set up with that at all.
I agree with you 100%. It's like if you're I feel like if you feel like there is a procedure that is given to the public that you don't feel that should be covered, you should indicate that before people up front.
Right.
Our company does not cover this.
Right. And let that be known, because even when you look at because I tried to read like my insurance benefits breakdown to find out what falls under it, what's considered cosmetic, what is not considered cosmetic, what they will cover and what they don't. It's very vague. It's very vague. They don't talk about blood work, they don't talk about labs, they don't talk about things like that, which are the things you normally get whenever you go to the doctor's office. So I personally don't like it, don't trust it. And after watching like my mom and her experience when she was sick, it really opened my eyes to the healthcare system, because as a person who's never dealt with like major sicknesses in my lifetime, I haven't, or being around people that have experienced it, I was always under the impression that the TV doctors like House. I always
Right.
thought that's what it was like. If you get sick, there's a doctor there like House that's going to be able to tell you what to do and fix the problems and hold your hand. They don't do that. They do
No,
not
not
hold
at all.
your hand. They do not comfort. They do not, none of that. And it's very quickly how I watched, when my mom was working and how she had her insurance and she was part of the union, but when she had to stop working because she was going through treatment and everything and was receiving like the temporary disability, how quickly she lost those benefits from the union. Then they start sending you documentation asking you if you want to apply for
Cobra.
and then when you
Cobra is a snake. That's why it's named the right
it's
name.
fitting. It's
The
so
name is
fitting.
on point. Cobra.
Oh my God. They want to hand you fucking Cobra, knowing goddamn nobody want no goddamn Cobra.
Snake bit. You're gonna be laid out because of the venom. You're gonna like kill me dead now. That's what they talk about with that Cobra.
It's just very, very scary, because it's like I worry about getting sick. Like, I'm healthy for the most part. I don't have to take medication, but that is a worry because I'm getting older, and it's just like I can't even depend on the system that was created to help me make better decisions to do just that for me. They don't care.
No. Because this is where it's an issue. United States is the only country or first world country that doesn't have free healthcare. It's for profit here.
Yeah.
And that's where we have to understand that everything can't be about the profit and making money, you know.
That shouldn't, but I mean, I get it because you need money for the hospitals to run, you need for equipment. So I get that part of it. It's just, I don't know, like what would a happy medium look like? Because those are for profit business. They don't even operate as nonprofit, right? Hospitals.
See, I'm not sure if they operate
Because
under
if they were
nonprofit or not.
nonprofits, I feel like that would give, I don't know. Again, I'm just grasping at a little bit of straws because it's just like if they were a nonprofit, they would probably have a lot more tax deductions, a lot more wiggle room with certain things. They can probably
Yeah,
get a lot more donations. Maybe it won't have to be as for profit the way it is now, but it is scary, like to the point where there's states where even if the doctor fucks up, there's a cap on how much you can win in a lawsuit against a doctor's malpractice. Why
right.
are you guys protecting this shit?
Because that's because you're going after the insurance companies, which is not the doctor, because all doctors are required to have insurance. So
But that's okay. So if all doctors are required to have insurance company, you signed up for this risk. You might
right,
need to try a higher premium or something, but get
right.
it together. But
But
don't
you see, they playing both sides.
it is playing both sides because
It's like,
you put a price on what somebody's life is worth. A 12-year-old, hypothetically, God forbid, a 12-year-old going in for something simple, losing their life because of something a doctor did. You don't know what this person could have turned out to become. You don't know what their network would have been 20, 30 years down the line. How are you saying their life is only worth a couple $100K or a couple, you know what I'm saying? Not even, I don't even think they're giving out millions.
no, they're not giving out millions.
They're not giving out
Also,
millions.
this is where, hey, you know, I get on you about this insurance thing all the time. We're like, you better put insurance on the people, you know.
My family is West Indian, and I'm gonna send the shit to them because I asked them, yo, hey, you know, I could take out a policy. Y'all not paying for it. They're the elders in my family. You know, this is how other groups of people bring wealth. My family thinks as soon as I sign the paper, I'm plotting on where I'm gonna drop their body, how I'm gonna poison them.
But I understand that thought process, but you also got to look at the legal side of things when we're talking about doctors, lawyers. It's like your value, your monetary value to society is only what they can cash out on you for in insurance. So yes, you may say my child is worth $1 million, but unless you got $1 million policy on that child is not legally worth $1 million.
Ridiculous. I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous.
And that's the country we're in, where it's about profit, it's about monetization, it's about, hey, yeah, we feel sorry for your loss, but that sorry doesn't come with a check.
The sorry disappears. Next patient, real quick.
Right. We got another emergency. You know, it's a line.
Right.
It's a line of people bleeding.
Oh my gosh, that is so scary to think of, because then it's like, I just, it's scary, that healthcare system, and they're like salespeople. They're like, they really operate like, you know, that crooked, how they used to say, well, I don't know if they still say it, but they always talk about like car salesmen being like the most evil people when it comes to things.
Used car salesmen
are like the evil people, but that's them in the hospitals, because they will dress up radiation, they will dress up all these treatments, knowing that they can charge you a lot for the treatments, but these treatments are probably less effective, will have more side effects than anything else, and they won't try to even give you a natural option, which may make your situation better. And they will probably deter you from even going that route, because I remember, like, again, with my mom, I looked up like a lot of things pertaining to cancer and stuff like that. And this one guy, he was on YouTube, had like over 1 million and something subscribers, but he had brain cancer. And he talked about, like, he went through the procedure, but instead of going through chemo, he just opted in for a raw diet and went into remission, healthy as a horse. And I remember bringing that up with my mom's doctor, and they're like, oh, well, if she's doing chemo, she can't have a raw diet, because now if she has a raw diet, that will affect her and can make her more sick because of it clashes with the chemo, because whatever pesticides or whatever it is they use can now make her sick. But it's just like, are you kidding me? So you can't eat raw foods. Everything you have to have is now cooked. I don't really.
I think the raw food issue is more so because of the bacteria.
Correct, which I get, but it's just like, because the chemo is breaking down your body.
It's breaking down your body, so you don't have to fight the bacteria.
But most people die because of the effects of the chemo, not because of the actual cancer itself.
Right.
It's just your body is too weak to fight off whatever the fuck you got, so now you're gone because of that. So it's like, what is the point of even going through the point of chemo when there's a 50-50% chance that either way, if you do chemo or not, you may still die and the cancer may still come back, even if you do go into remission. So I don't know if I'm an advocate when it comes to chemo, just given what I've seen.
I understand how you feel 100%.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't say that I'm an advocate of chemo. I feel like a lot of these procedures and things that they prescribe you are just due to the fact that people don't want to get healthy and get in shape.
But so it's like, I don't know.
You can't really get in shape to prevent cancer.
You can't.
But also, how many years can we eat these chemically made foods?
But that's the thing. And the chemically made foods are in our produce, even the healthy things, our lettuce, our fruits, all those things are where the chemicals are. It's not in the chicken, the beef, the pork, because my mom, she was West Indian. There was no McDonald's every week. There was no Burger King every week. There was no Wendy's every week. My mom cooked. Like, I grew up with pots and pots of food. When my mom cooked, she cooked enough for the week. And I also had an aunt that lived next door. So it would be both of them cooking, and they would literally split food between 3 to 4 different households. Like, so growing up eating that way and still watching my mom, like, I can tell you the one time my mom went in the hospital was when she got cancer. She didn't have to take medication. She wasn't doing, you know what I'm saying? Her health wasn't an issue prior to that. She wasn't in and out the hospital. So for me, it was just always like, it changed my thought process on a lot of things in the world. I think it definitely made me realize no matter what you do, it's just going to happen. Either you're going to die because of natural causes or you're going to die because of something in the food. But either way.
Yeah. But I agree with you. I also would say, like, we don't help ourselves when we eat stuff and they got a list of ingredients we can't even pronounce.
But that's everything we eat. Like, look at have you looked like ketchup? Because I see those videos when they show you the UK ingredients of Heinz ketchup,
right, versus the US.
All of our shit has that. Even the Goya rice. Like, most of us probably grew up eating Spanish rice in the house or whatever, Goya rice. There's something in Goya rice that they're saying is also not healthy for you now. It's just like, at this point, if we're not growing it ourselves.
Right. And some places don't allow you to grow food.
But this is it. And then I was watching, I don't know if you ever saw Yellowstone. I know you don't watch TV, but Yellowstone is an old school show that I think they brought back recently. And it's a lot of it is based on like farmland, indigenous people, et cetera, fighting over land. But there's actual laws and things where they will pay people who own land to not farm so they don't oversaturate the market. And I ended up looking it up from the show, and it is a real freaking thing where they will pay you to not rent out your land to farmers and to not farm on your own land.
Right.
The worst thing I think we ever did in America was get away from local farms. The Amish,
Right.
we need to go with them.
Right. Well, you know, when that takes away from the profit, because when you got that land and you got that farm, you feeding your family off the land that you own, you really don't have to
You don't
interact.
have to buy anything.
You
But
may have to buy seed. You may have to buy seeds. That's it.
yeah,
And then,
count your days numbered, America. Count your days numbered. No, I text not text Drea, but I was telling her like I got 500. I think I'm at like 515 or 516 days. My countdown has officially started. At the top of 2025, my son graduates.
oh, okay. I was like, countdown. I'm like,
Countdown to my son graduating high school and me planning my exit out of America. I don't know if it's gonna be forever, but I do want to at least do 3 weeks to at least a month outside of America just to see what that's like.
yeah.
That.
I totally understand. It's a liberating feeling to be somewhere else. And hey, you could go anywhere in the world, we could still do this.
That's a fact.
As long as you have internet connection.
Could do it wherever, and that's my goal. I think my goal is to definitely live a more remote life and go somewhere where I can go pick my fruit out my front lawn. Like, oh, and it tastes so good. So much better. So yeah, I definitely want out. Because I think this place is really killing people.
Well, like, you know, that's another subject. That's another subject. Oh, we are already at
Almost
52 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this episode right here, and we're gonna come back in a second. We're gonna start up another episode. So I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Sophisticated Immaturity, episode 2. I hope that, you know, from our first episode we were able to get 10 subscribers. So I'm hoping this second episode we can get 10 more. You know, let's crack 100. Let's go big. I hope that all of my friends support. So,
yes, support. It's just a click of a button, and make sure you ring the bell.
It's free. So
that's facts.
So it's no excuse. This is free content going streaming out live to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So join us on YouTube and Twitch. Become subscribers and join the conversation. We're happy to bring whoever is watching us live onto our show to discuss the topics that we're discussing. So we look forward to doing more episodes, and we look forward to you viewing our stream. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.